Shalom alaikum, shalom alaikum, Mishpachah family. Greetings, greetings. Yes, this is the master teacher. Yes, the shapeshifter, the code breaker. Yes, indeed, the son of the host with the most. Listen, we welcome you. Greetings to the truth session. We're going to be dealing with some powerful, powerful things. Come on, dial in. Come on, let us know where you're hailing from. Shalom alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. In Hotep, Abaragani, Amani Kaka, Amani Dada, Bonjour, Hola. Yes, yes indeed. Listen, we're getting ready to tap into that blue energy today, that vibration today. And listen, you need to sit back, relax. Come on, participate, hit those emojis. Let us know where you're hailing from. We welcome you. Listen, we want to start out by saying we don't take your time for granted nor lightly. We appreciate you. We honor you. Family, we do this with painstaking effort. And so listen, this particular truth session, we come to titillate you. We come to invite you. We come to enlighten you. Oh, come on. Love is knocking at your door. I know you feel it. We feel it here, right here in the studio. Love is knocking at your door. Listen, come on, please let us know where you're hailing from. And throughout this broadcast, we want you to continue to move that feed. Put those emojis out there. Come on, share this information. And listen, we welcome you. We welcome your donations. Nothing is too big. Nothing is too small. But you know where you are. You know where your heart is. So according to your ability, according to your knowledge, according to your understanding, you give, you donate. We thank you. We honor you. Listen, we're going to go ahead and get this information set up for you so that we can drop it right in your lap. And yes, once again, I am the master teacher, the son of the host with the most. Oh, my goodness. Yes, the shapeshifter, the code breaker. We're going to break some codes today. We're going to shift some things around. But most of all, we're going to reconnect some things. And we want love. Let love have its perfect work today. Let love have its way. Let it reign. Let it rule. Let it connect you. Oh, come on. Let it disconnect some things as well. Oh, give me a second here. That's the Prince of Peace coming to your hearing. Yes, I know you feel that. Come on. All right, listen, we're getting ready to go ahead and drop this information on you. Listen, we're going to be dealing with some very, very powerful things here. And we're going to talk about this. Let blue work for you. Let blue work for you. Watch this. Let me go right into this. And again, let's go ahead and hit that share button. Keep the feed rolling. Watch this. Let me go right into this. We're going to talk about that blue chakra, that blue energy, that blue vibration. Watch this. How it connects, everything connects and it flows. It resonates at 672 hertz. That's the blue chakra. But watch this. According to Strong's Hebrew and Greek concordance, 672 is the word Ephrata, which also is the word dealing with Bethlehem. That's powerful. So Bethlehem. So if you go back, and again, I'm not trying to proselytize anyone. We're just using a foundation to go from point A to point B all the way down to point C. So now you look at this, the prophet Micah talked about that, where Yahushua or the Messiah was going to make his entrance. And so now that represented a place of birth. It was sent out. It was released. That love was released into future times. But watch this. It also comes from the word Ephraim. So Ephrata and Ephraim, one of the sons, are connected. Watch this. Ephraim name means fruitfulness. But not only that, it means double fruit. So what's been happening in this love energy? You've been receiving the double fruit, the double energy. So whatever you do and you connect yourself with that have that positive vibe, listen, you get double for your trouble. You get double for it. Look at this. Fruitfulness, as in offspring, as in mind, as in your endeavors. So everything that you endeavor to do, watch this, it's double. I recall when I met the one, originally met the one from the very beginning. Listen, he was always talking about that 2-for-1. There were times, man, we had very powerful conferences. And man, sometimes we would go into the wee of the night. He said, listen, I decree double. I decree 2-for-1. Oh, I felt rested when I got the next day. Why? Because I received that double energy, the 2-for-1. Watch this. As in a double heap or ash heap. So it's piling up. But not only that, it represents intentions or endeavors. So now we look at this blue energy connecting to that prophetic word that went out, but also to one of the sons, Ephraim, talking about double. All right, watch this. You 1 second, let me drop something else on you. It's going to continue to build because we're going somewhere. So where is this? All this information is being formulated. It's being formulated where? In your heart or in your mind. Let me break this down for you here. So now we're talking about a place in our mind where all of this birthing is taking place. The concepts, the ideas. Conceptualization takes place where? In the mind or in the heart. And we're not talking about the fist-sized muscle in your chest. Watch this. In the Hebrew 38:20, the word heart is leb. Watch what it means. It means the inner man. It means the mind. It means the will, the heart. Also, by definition, it means to care for. Oh, so what's happening here? Love knocking at your door. There's a care. What has the one been sending out all week? Love vibrations. A place of concern, a place of love. So in the midst of all that's taking place, what are you receiving? Love, care, concern, connection. And oftentimes you see the one sending out those care emojis. You've seen that. You sent out something, he sent out that care emoji. Dealing with the mind. Leb. Now, it also means consent. It means courageous. So now you have to think about this. In order for you to get to that place of increase, one, you're going to have to be courageous, because there are always things coming against your mind, your thoughts, your intellect. Not only that, you have to consent to it. So leb means also consent. There's a consensual conception, a place where you readily receive it, and there's an understanding that takes place. Listen, the first thing I do before I educate my students is I get them to open up. I get them to consent to it. So you have to teach them how to love, teach them how to learn before they can learn. So that's an intimate space that I get in. And I get their consent. Now it's no holds barred. That's what leb does for us. Watch this. It comes from labor. It means the will, even the intellect, the center of anything. So now you have to understand that this blue vibration, this love, is hitting you right at the center of everything. Everything that you do, it's originating from the center, from the heart of the matter. Even when you're dealing with mathematics, where are we starting from? The origin. From there, you branch out. You deal either in a linear motion, you deal with angles, and we're going to get to that here in just a second, because it ties into what we're talking about. So now, let's grab this other information real quickly. Listen, I'm not going to be before you long, but my intentions, as the one said, be intentional. I intend to be before you strong. So understanding the will, the intellect. Let me give you some more of this information, what this word means. From labor. All right. It means double or double heart. Now, watch this. When you're dealing with double heart or double-mindedness, it represents a place of instability. So now, when love comes knocking at your door, I admonish you to go ahead and receive it. When deliverance comes knocking at your door, oh man, connect yourself to it. When the almighty ones have sent the sent one, and love is knocking at your door, you might want to go ahead and open up and receive that. Why? Because it removes cognitive dissonance. It removes instability. It removes ambivalence to opposing thoughts. It removes that. Why? Love, that high vibration, the highest vibration, came knocking at your door. Oh, watch this. Let me grab something else. I want you to see this one, because I want you to be able to go back on that timeline, man, and connect yourself to this information. Look at this. If you can see that, come on and give me those emojis, those thumbs up. I also want you to put on the timeline, love is knocking. Come on. Put that out there for me. All right. It also means in the midst of the sea. I'm talking about leb and labor, the heart or the mind. It means in the midst of the sea. What does sea represent? It represents people. So now, in the midst, love come knocking in the midst of people. Right now, I'm talking about the one. Come knocking in the midst of people. The cosmic commander. Listen, while we're asleep or resting upon our bed tops, the cosmic commander got you and got me on his mind, sending out good vibrations, good energy, good thoughts, all talking to you and I. Watch this. It also means to call to mind or to set the mind. In other words, this particular love vibration, it sets the mind. It calls things to mind. It calls things to your remembrance. But not only that, it also means memory. So not only does it call it to your memory, it causes you to remember once you get it or to recall it. I also learned that from the one. The mind never forgets. Hear me now. Your mind never forgets. It just fails to recall. So it's in there somewhere. It's lodged somewhere in a place where you placed it and did not categorize it, didn't put it in the right file cabinet. So you were rushing and you just threw it in there and you couldn't find it. But you didn't forget it. You just didn't recall where you placed it. Watch this. It also means, oh, here we go. It means inclination. It means resolution. It means determination of the will. Now let's back up a little bit. It means resolution. In other words, it means to go back and redo the solution. So I came up with a solution, but I'm going to go back and redo my solution because love say go back and revisit it. Love said, now you've solved it one way. Now you're going to go back and solve it another way. You might have solved it by elimination. That's a mathematical process. You got two equations. You got two unknowns. How do I solve this? I've got some things that I must solve. So now you can eliminate one, or you can use it by substitution. I can take that Y value representing that male energy. I can take the Y value, and once I solve for it, I'll plug it back into the equation. I'll put it back into the equation. Hello, somebody. Back into the equation. You can't eliminate. See, America, other places don't want this proper human male energy. So if you remove it, your equation is imbalanced. You can't solve for the other variable without having the male variable in place. You can't solve it. To incline to follow. There it is. So what happens? You know when a good love vibration hit you. I'm talking about a pure love vibration. You'll be inclined to follow it. Or unless someone comes and rids you of that place and cause you to be what? Double-minded. Double-hearted, double-minded. Because it also means to be resolved. So to be resolved in yourself with that labor mind, cause you to have resolve. I know there's a whole bunch of things falling down around me, but because I'm resolved, I'm standing in this certain square, I'm not moving, I'm not shaken by it. So I'm resolved within myself. Sometimes you got to go to your higher self and then sit down in it. Sit down in the lower part of your higher self, a place of rest, a place of energy, a place of vibration, a place of love. Oh, talk to me. Now, I said that we're dealing with the inclinations, resolutions. Let me bring this in real quickly. Let me go to this board real quickly. You all know I like demonstrating on this board. All right. Let me see here. So now we're looking at, I said inclination. And you have to see what, first of all, inclination represents. A propensity to do a certain thing. Okay? Inclination. But also in mathematics, it represents an angle. The way you approach a certain thing, the way you attack a certain thing. So now love has a certain way it approaches a certain thing, a certain way it attacks a thing. So now let's start up here at the top. Inclination, the inclination of the mind, leb or labor. Look at this. This is an inclination or an incline. But notice each point on this incline has an X and a Y value, male and female. But watch this. As you continue to go up this inclination, as you continue to elevate in your mind, the slope remains the same. The slope does not change. So as you're elevating and you're receiving this vibrational, and it just happened to be a blue line. So as you're inclining, that love, initial love that you receive, and you see and feel the elevation, guess what? No matter what point you are on this linear, the slope will remain to be the same. Watch this. Slope or incline represents the change in y, which represents a vertical change, as in a change in its x value, also known as rise divided by run. So as I'm rising, I'm also running a certain distance. And this represents a positive slope. So what is love saying to me? There's a change in y and a change in x. Listen, things only change, and I quote from the one, things only change to remain to be the same. So we see a change, but the slope does not change. So as it continue to change and continue to change, guess what? Along this linear never changes. The only way you can come out of that slope is if you pull yourself out of the slope. You can come off the linear. Okay? X change, Y change. Each point has dual coordinates, an X and a Y value. All right. Now, let me get to this other part because it talks about a reflection. And let me go ahead and throw this on here because I want to go right back to this board with this other diagram that I have. And let me list these points. Yes, here we go. From Brown, Driver, and Briggs. Watch what this means. And I'm going to put this entire piece out here so we can just flow right into it. All right, let me read this real quickly. Look what heart means, or leb, or labor. Look what it means. Powerful. It means mind. It means, first of all, in the midst of a thing, in the very midst of it, the innermost part, the will, the understanding. It means knowledge. Here, reflection. That's what I'm talking about. Let me go to reflection here. Reflection is also akin to
Cynthia, 4 o'clock for her donation.
Yes, gratitude, Sister Cynthia, 4 o'clock for your donation. Yes, gratitude. All right. Let's look at this. Perpendicular to the substance. So, mind means reflection. So that which you have in the mind, your thought, your seat of intelligence, your passion, your will, it reflects. But you have to see what it's actually doing because it still represents balance. So in this perpendicular surface here, here's a surface perpendicular to the surface. The angle of incident represents the angle of reflection. But watch this. This symbol here represents theta. That's the theta symbol. So now in that love vibrational system, this is where you're going to receive that incident and the reflection. And you have to be careful because people will try to insert themselves in this theta realm, in that particular realm where you're going to approach a thing and where you're going to come out at the exact same angle. The angle of incident represents the angle of reflection. Sometimes people will try to parallel you, the same incident, but their reflection is different. So you will automatically know that their intentions, there it is, because it also means intentions. So you'll automatically know that their intentions are wrong because their angle of incident trying to parallel you will not have the same angle of reflection. It's going to reflect in a different manner. And listen, automatically you're going to know that it's a fake, fraud, or phony, that their intentions are off. I've seen this so many times where people try to parallel the system And when I talked about this some time ago about a prime system, where it looks like you did a drawing and here's another piece. So you may be running parallel to it, but when you look at the very end, it appears that the two things have connected. Actually, one is on the prime system because the angle of incident was wrong, so it didn't connect itself to the original source. So if you're looking down at it, it might have overlapped it. So you're looking at the top, wait a minute, they're actually connected. So it may look like some people are connected, but they're on a prime system. So if you turn it on this angle, you will see this. You won't see this. This looks like 1. That's 2. Because the angle of incident didn't pan out to the angle of reflection. Why? Because they missed it in the theta realm. They missed it in the theta realm. Oh, something was wrong with their surface. They were surface dwellers. Surface. They were surface dwellers. So there was no way that they can come in at the right angle, leave at the right angle. It wasn't going to happen. Eventually, mathematically, it's going to show you up. Perpendicular to the surface. You have to understand what perpendicular represent. To be erect, to stand up erect. Not only that, perpendicular means that there is a 90-degree angle in between the surface and the line. So sometimes somebody is doing the lean, the V8 lean. You know that they're not standing erect. They're not perpendicular because this angle is going to be off. It won't be the definition of perpendicular. It's got to be 90 degrees. Oh my goodness. I'm giving you some keys, some tools. Look at this. To the surface. Not only that, ortho or orthogonal is another word for perpendicular. But you have to look at ortho. Ortho represents a projection. So now, what are you projecting? Oh, is love projecting something out of you, or is something else coming out of you? Let's think about that. So if you're actually standing perpendicular, and the love that was given to you to cause you to stand perpendicular, when it projects itself, this reflection is going to be exactly what it's supposed to be. If not, it's going to give off a dull array. You might not have the right blue on. Or your blue may not be shining. It may be a little dusty. Something else, another color might have gotten in there that might have messed up your array. Your own blue rainbow. Oh, goodness. All right, one other thing, and I'm going to get out of the way here. Watch this. Let me go back and look at this. I'm going to put it back on here again because I want to put this inclination. You've got to see this, what it means. There are mathematical intents. It also means as in the seat of encouragement or seat of courage, seat of emotions and passions. Watch this. Seat of appetite. So mine represent the appetite. What are you hungry for? What is your inclination? What food are you inclined to eat? Is it fodder? Is it truth? This is a truth session. So we bring you fact. We bring you truth. So are you inclined to fodder? You got to think about that. People will insert fodder right in the midst of you, and guess what? It looks like food, but it's not organic. It might be plastic. It might be a meat byproduct. It may be full of GMOs. And as Katie, the one that bring the nectar, said, might be some swine up in there. It also means moral character and conscious. I didn't say conscious. There's two words. Conscious. C-O-N-S-C-I-O-U-S. Conscious is the ability to be aware. Conscience is your thoughts inside. Your conscience, your actual conscience, representing piece or part of your mind, your brain. Your conscience back there, or not conscious, or conscientious of something, having that moral behavior. That's being conscientious. Watch this last piece. Inclination. All right, here we go. We're going to check this timeline here in a second. So the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander, oh my goodness. Listen, and I'm telling you right now, he looks like $1 million, and that's just his pocket change. Let me stop real quickly. Everybody, the nectar of our very own KD. Oh, you better ask somebody. Yes. Let me just drop this real quickly. While love is vibrating by the Prince of Peace.
Love is here right now for each and every one of you. And me too. Love is knocking at your door. Love is knocking at your door. Love is knocking at your door. Love, love, love. Love, love,
All right, here we go. Last piece. We're talking about the inclination of the mind. We're talking about the angle of incident equaling the what? Angle of reflection. What are you more inclined to do? Or what angle are you approaching a thing? So look at this. Inclination. The inclination of a line or an angle of inclination is the acute or obtuse angle that is formed when a non-horizontal line intersects the y-axis. So, real quickly, that's the x-axis, y-axis. So, inclination is this. So now it says an acute angle. To be acute with something, to be keen with something, to have the ability to discern, having the ability to go in and let your mind reason, to say, okay, now I can discern because I can see the steps. Here we go. This represents steps. I can see the steps that got me to one place as opposed to the steps that got me to another place. That's your inclination. That's your incline. That's your acute angle. Anything that's less than 90 degrees is an acute angle. Less than 90. But it also says here that obtuse angle or an obtuse angle that is formed with the inclination. So if I took this line from 0 and I went past 90, but less than 180, because by then at 180, it's lying horizontally. There is no inclination. It's a horizontal line. So here, anything less than 180 gives us an obtuse angle. So I can come with an acute angle or an obtuse angle, a little bit more than 90, yet still get the same effect because the angle of incident represents the angle of reflection. So anytime I come in contact with you, build a relationship with you, guess what? As I go in, it reflects out. Every time it's going to reflect out. Watch this. Formal definition: the inclination of a non-horizontal line is the positive, listen to this, the positive angle, theta, with theta less than 180 degrees and measured counterclockwise from the x-axis of the line. Counterclockwise. It's going this way. So that's what our theta represents, the angle in between our horizontal line measured counterclockwise, our inclination. So now what I'm saying is each time love comes knocking at your door, it measures. It measures at a certain degree, at a certain angle. So now you have to take that vibration and you have to roll with it because it's creating an angle. It's giving you an inclination. It's giving you thoughts. It's giving you intentions. And all the one and the moderators and those who are connected to us have had some intentions this week, some love intentions. I'm talking about the ones who's connected to us, moving at a certain degree. And each movement is calculated. It's precise. Not only is it precise, it's accurate. Two different terms. You can be in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing, with all of your intentions hitting in that same spot, and you can be accurate, but it's not precise because it's not the right spot. Or you can be in the right spot and hit all of those arrows that you're shooting in the right spot, and they're in the same vicinity. You're both accurate and precise. Oh my goodness.
Say that again.
You can be in the right spot, in the right place, shooting your arrows with the right intentions in the place you're supposed to be, and you're actually precise and accurate. So if I'm supposed to be at a coordinate 1-5, and all of my arrows are going, my intentions are going in the area of 1-5, I'm both accurate and I'm precise. I'm hitting you with precision. See, listen here, in the truth session, we're accurate and precise. We're not guessing and playing with you. We're accurate and precise. Some people are shooting their arrows and they may be accurate, but it's off the grid. So you shot 5 arrows and you didn't hit the target, but you might be accurate. You might be accurate in your error. Listen, you have just heard from the master teacher, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, coming at you live and in living color with 2,400 watts of power in this hour. I learned a long time ago that one told me I was a little bit too sweet to be sour. That's me. We love you. We appreciate you. Let love have its perfect work. Let it come knocking at your door. Listen, the next voice you will hear will be our very own. Yes, indeed. The apostle, the prophet, the code breaker. The code breakers. Gratitude. Greetings, fam. Oh, yeah, it sounds like a telephone. Yes, yes.
happens, family? Listen, did not the master teacher just lay that thing down? He just gave us inclination, how to decode inclination, how to decode reflections, to see, hear, feel, sense, and understand what someone is reflecting. Isn't that something? How can you do it? Because you can tell by the angle of incident. Based upon whatever surface they're hitting, they are going to create a reflection. If it's the truth is going to reflect the truth. Listen, here's something that's very important. You're here in the truth session. And the thing about the truth session is, family, we are serious about what we're doing here in the truth session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In order for us to have the truth session, then we must embody that. You must embody it if you're going to reflect that. And yes, that's what we're into. We're into reflecting. Those of you that have been in the truth session for a period of time, you know that the apostle has a love language. He loved to love on you. He's going to love on you. He's going to cause you to have that funny feeling, whether you be a male or female, because he's projecting love. And love creates a vibration, and this is why we're in this blue, because this blue is revealing things to us. It's revealing where we're at within ourselves. It's revealing to us where we're at in our intuition. And let me share this with you, family. Here's one thing you're going to need to understand. There is a misnomer that trust your intuition because it's never wrong. That is impossible. Your intuition is what got you in the predicament that you're in. That's your intuition. Your intuition isn't always right. However, the more you increase your knowledge, the less likely you are to make a mistake or get caught up in the same set of circumstances and situations. We make better choices based upon better information. Why am I saying this to you? Because it's very important to have information, because information causes you to see clearly or clearer. Okay. What am I saying? When you're, excuse me, I'm sorry. When your vision is off, everything you see is distorted. When your vision is off, everything that you see is distorted. And why? Why? Because you didn't hear correctly. Whatever you heard was not clear. And because it was not clear, it distorted your vision. What are some of the things that keep us from hearing? Trauma. When you look at the situations that are currently confronting us, if you look out throughout the Ethernet, the internet, the World Wide Web, when you look throughout it, what is one of the number one needs? Relationship. People are having what? Relationship problems. Yes. Cannot burn properly. They're dysfunctional relationships. Why? Because of what? Distortion. Why? Because you're on the wrong angle. Your angle is off. So what you're reflecting is off. And people can see what you're reflecting if they really want to see. But what are we doing? That's why the master teacher, the shapeshifter, the code breaker is here, so that he can break codes so that you can see clearly. Why am I going to trauma? Because remember, we started this out with trauma, right? We started it out with the ACE program. You all remember that? We talked about the ACE. Pull that up for you. Remember the adverse child experience we talked about? And remember, we named some things. They did a survey, a study, and they assessed the childhood behavior problems. And what they found out was through trauma, it caused problems in their adulthood because of what happened in their childhood. Most of the people that we're dealing with haven't dealt with trauma. And what we found out through studying is that when trauma happens, it causes a certain part of the brain not to develop. In other words, you can get into situations where a portion of your brain has not developed, and it causes you to perceive something that is totally opposite of what you're perceiving.
Yes.
This is important. This is why we're dealing with the truth session, because if you follow the development of it, you'll see that there is a construct, there is a foundation that is being laid for you to come in and build, for you to come in and deal with your pathology, for you to come in and deal with your trauma, deal with your abuse, deal with your abandonment, deal with your inability to love because you've been hurt. This is a platform for that. This is not a platform to revile. This is not a platform to cuss out people. This is not a platform to cast spells. This is not a platform for trickery and deceit. What you see is what you get. When you're dealing with the apostle, that's what you're getting. You're not getting someone that's masked. If you come and walk with me and talk with me, you'll see for yourself. Whenever you allow someone to frame someone else and you share in that, that's called deception. You've been deceived. Let me share something with you, family. A lie is very powerful, or lies are very powerful. And let me tell you why they're very powerful. Because a lie is a curse. You're casting a spell upon someone. The last I checked, the truth is the only thing that could make you free, or set you free, or give you the freedom to think for yourself, think within you without someone casting a spell upon you. Now, master teacher talked about the Hebrew word labal. Labal, the innermost, talking about your emotions, getting to your will. What are you willing? What is your intent? What is going on with you? Why are you doing what you're doing? What type of situation or set of circumstances are you in that causes you to do certain things that are not correct to do? Now, let me get back to the lie. What a lie does is it spellbounds you. Oh, spellbound. Yes, a lie, the purpose of it is to spellbound you. In other words, to cause you to be disillusioned, to cause you to see something that really isn't happening. And as the master teacher talked about the theta ram takes us to a place where we can imagine anything. It's the imaginary ram. It is the non-reality ram. But it is the ram that holds all information. But if your lack of discernment is off, if you're not perspicacious, you cannot discern between what is and what isn't. Why? Because the theta ram also represents what? The childlike mind. It is the lowest ram of what? Our vibrations. That's why you have to be careful with it. That's why it takes interpretation. Interpretation is based upon the level of knowledge that you have. How much knowledge do you have? Remember, knowledge is the precursor to every experience. So if you're being given some knowledge that is incorrect, that is off the proper angle, then what you get is distortion. And because that information is incorrect, the distortion to you appears to be accurate when it really isn't. We hold no justification for anything, but we have explanation for all things. There is a reason why we have the truth session. The truth session, family and friends, it's a place where you can come and your thoughts really matter. And they really count. And we love on you. We caress you. We hold you. We are hands-on. We deal with the total man and woman. But what we found through studying is that when someone is from trauma, childhood trauma, they have the tendency to believe that someone is trying to do something to them when they really aren't. It's because the pathology is off. And it's very important to understand something. When you undertake such a calling as being responsible for impartation into people's lives, you should do that with the greatest care and with the greatest safety, and not seek to harm and hurt. That's why we say this is the place where you come, you're not reviled, you're not ostracized, you're not backstabbed, so that you can feel comfortable, so that you can come in and let your hair down and grow and get knowledge and get bond. Okay? So now let me share with you why I'm so big on love, and I use a love language. Because we're building a community. I want you all to do something for me and for you and for us. I want you to put the word, if you would like to participate in this, put the word community on the timeline. See, you can't build a community without love. Love is a vibration. Love vibrates from your thought. It vibrates from your thought. Your thought is the cause of it all. And your thought is laced with your intent. My intent is to love you. My intent is to heal you. I'm a healer. I'm not a deceiver, but I'm a healer, and I'm a lover. I love to love. Why? Because it's a get high drug for me. Yeah, I get high. I get high when I love you and I project my love to you, and you receive my love and you send it back to me with that chemical expression on it. Yes, I love you. And nothing will ever stop me from loving you. Nothing would ever stop me from projecting my love to you. If someone could cause you to stop loving because they don't like the way you love, then you don't love at all. I love through it all. I love through the hurt. I love through the lies. I love through the rejection. I love through the backstabbing. I love when you turn your back on me and walk away from me. Yet I love, because it's a get high drug. Yeah, it's a get high drug, and you'll never stop me from getting high. Oh, I got a natural high. I don't need any barbiturates. I don't need any cannabis. I don't need any kind of drug to get high off of. I'm high off of your love. Yeah, I'm here doing this because of love. Because I love you. Yeah, ain't nothing gonna stop me from loving you, because I'm a different kind of man. Yeah, I'm a different kind of man. And you'll never stop me from loving. Nothing, no one. Because I love you. Because I love you. It's all about love. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. Now I want you to do something. I want you to look in the word community, fam, if you got an opportunity to participate in this. I want you to look in the word community and look in that word, and in the midst of that word, what do you see? Isn't the word unity in there? If you can see the word unity in there, come on. Put them blue fingers in the air. You cannot have a community without unity. You cannot build unity without love. Okay, why are you saying that, Apostle? Because the only way that we can bond is there must be a chemical experience. Yeah. Now you see why when the apostle comes, he has a heavy presence of affection. He's going to say things to you that arouses you and wake you up so that you can have an experience. It's the experience that you're after. Because the experience is going to give you the emotional outcome that you're looking for. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. The love drug. What is it? You know what it is. Tell me. Oxytocin. Come on. To build a community, you got to be secreting oxytocin. It causes you to bond. Come on, y'all. Come on, I love you. I love you. I really do. I really do. Ooh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Come on, y'all, we need to burn. All right. Bring me down a little bit. Now, let me go into this a little bit farther. Now, let's go back to the ACE. What they did was they interviewed 17,500 adults about their history of exposure to ACE. Again, ACE is what? Adverse childhood experiences. They talked about physical, emotional, which is what Master Teacher was talking about in the labor mind, that mind that we have in the Hebrew. There are some other minds that we have. But they talked about the physical, the emotional, the sexual abuse, physical or emotional neglect, parental mental illness, substance dependence, and incarceration. Also, they talked about parental separation or divorce, or domestic violence. Now, but with this finding that they were exposed to these kinds of behaviors as a child, it created trauma. But at the same time that this trauma was created, family, it caused the brain not to properly develop in certain areas. Which means that you're going to develop a pathology that you don't even know how to get a grip on it, to wrap your mind around it, to be able to deal with it. So without being properly counseled, tutored, mentored, you're not going to understand how to deal with it, or how to develop that area of your brain that has been retarded. Not retarded because you're retarded in that it cannot grow, develop. Okay? Now, so that means that when something happens that should be causing you to bond and to secrete oxytocin, you take it to mean something else. You take it to mean that, okay, you're trying to do something to me. You're propositioning me for sex, or you are coming on to me. When, no, this is love. Because you've never seen a black man, in most instances and cases, that knows how to love. That comes in a balanced way, that knows how to touch certain things within you. When you haven't been healed of your trauma, when the real thing shows up and begin to touch you in a way that causes you to revisit that, you mistake it for him or her trying to do something to you. Why? Because what you heard was off. It caused a distortion in your seeing. And so thusly you missed the mark. Trauma is a very real thing, family, and many of us are suffering from it. You ask yourself about these situations. Was there any physical, emotional, sexual abuse in your childhood coming up? Ask yourself, was there physical, emotional neglect? Was there parental mental illness in your home? If there was someone in your home incarcerated, was there parental separation and divorce? Was there domestic violence in the home? This is important. This is why we have the truth session, family. In the truth session, we give that which is applicable to you to be able to be a plexus. New pathways to travel in your mind. New pathways to travel in your life. This is a place for development, to develop the brain. That's why we deal with so much cognitive information. To refocus your thoughts, to center your thoughts, so that you'll understand that you're a center and not a center. You're a C-E-N-T-E-R, not a S-I-N-N-E-R. You're a center that zens and not sin. You zen. In other words, the reflection that we give to you is you. Teacher dealt with the angle because it is a reflection, and it is how you reflect yourself to me is what I give back to you. And for those of you that have never met me, you've never been in my shadow. You've never experienced my reflection on a high level. And if you get in my presence and feel my reflection, you'll better understand, because I got a whole bunch of good stuff in my energy field that'll help you, that'll motivate you, that'll strengthen you. It will strengthen you. It'll strengthen your mind. It'll help you with your pathology. It'll help you with broken relationships. Most of you all are suffering from broken relationships. You cannot establish a relationship and it flows. It has no fluidity. It's filled full of turbulence. Why is it filled full of turbulence? Because you haven't gotten the proper counsel or the proper therapy. And you yet don't understand love. Love is a vibration. Love is not an emotion. Love is a vibration that has other components and parts that it utilizes to let you know that it's love. And one of those components and parts is called affection. Most of us haven't experienced affection. Because affection is that element that causes us to be sensual, to be highly sensitive. And some of us, because we lack self-control, when that sensitivity is opened up in us, a tendency to draw back or draw away because we can't control it. And hence we project that someone else is trying to control how I feel when it's you. Let's talk, family. The one is here. The cosmic commander, the navigator, to navigate you through the nebulous in your mind, to navigate you through those things that you have experienced, but yet you haven't got a handle on them yet. I spoke something to you all in the session. I told you all, because I knew deception was coming. I'm a prophet. I told you all, I said, take heed that no man, woman, boy, or girl deceive you. Blue represents professionalism. Professional people do not create an atmosphere that's conducive to mislead and misguide people. Professionals don't. Professionals do not revile, especially their colleagues, their cohorts. They do not revile. They do not reveal information that could be damaging to damage someone. That means that you are not a professional. That means that you need to sit down and be taught. If you're out here cussing people out and downgrading and reviling people, you're unbalanced. And you need to sit down. Let me put a definition out here, family. This is very important because this is truth session, winner session. And we're releasing truth, and you can Google it. How about that? You can Google it. But why are we here? Because there's a need for us to be here. There is a need for the truth session, family. I'll do that later. We're here, you ask, because there is a need. Because there is a need for balance. Grandmother computer. There is a need for balance in the force. There is an imbalance in the force. Why am I saying this? Because when mentally we can't focus, then we can't get high. We cannot get a natural high. And the revealing of this, or the reflection of this, is the uptick in marijuana usage, cannabis usage. Yes, it has some medicinal purposes. Yes, not discrediting that. But there is a recreational uptick. Why? Because there isn't the ability to tap into the love factor. Love causes a bonding. It creates a community. Gratitude. It creates a community, family. Are you hearing me? It creates a family. It creates a community. Why? Because not only, watch this, you got to catch me, follow me. This is for you, for me, and for us. See, we have stopped getting naturally high, and now we're on synthetic highs. We're on pharmaceutical highs. We're no longer on a natural high. But you can come into the presence of the one and he can get you high. He can say certain things to you and cause you to vibrate and resonate at a level that gets you high. It causes you to secrete things. But if you've been damaged in any kind of way, you would mistake it that he's doing something else. Or she's doing something else. Or someone is doing something else. Give me a second, family. Because, see, there are thieves in the temple. Prince told us about that. And if y'all look, y'all will see that Prince left us some residuals, some residue, something to resonate with. See, Prince told us, say, there's thieves. He said, love come what? Love come what? Love come quick. Love come in hurry. There are thieves in the temple tonight. What is he talking about? He's talking about look in your mind. What do you have on either side of your head? Temples. He said there's thieves in there. There's someone trying to rob you of your experience and give you a phony, fake experience. To what? To control you. True freedom allows you to be you and choose what's best for you. This is what we do here in the truth session. We report and you decide. Because it is the truth that makes you free. I can give you prophetic words all day long. A prophetic word is nothing but a band-aid. You're going to have some therapy. You're going to have some counseling. You're going to need someone to be able to talk you through, guide you through whatever you may be experiencing in your mind, in your heart, or in your spirit. Hello? Y'all there, fam? Talk to me. All right. Okay. Let me drop this. See, a real leader don't fold, don't buckle. They stand front and center. And there's a charge against them. Then you're going to need to face them. Not throw a rock and hide your hand. But if there is a leader that is willing to step forward and be sacrificed, then at least if you're going to sacrifice him, then be willing. Be willing. Yeah, all right, fam. I'm almost finished. I'm finna put this out here. One thing about good leadership. Good leadership, leaders that are mature and wise, if they have an issue with someone of authority, they don't try to destroy them. They ask for a meeting with them. If you feel something is off about someone, all you have to do is just contact them and say, I'm not sure about something that I may have seen, heard. That's the proper way to do things. This is what blue does. Blue checks your it checks your vibrations. It lets you know if you're off professionally, it tells you need to move over a little bit. That's not quite right. Probably shouldn't say that. Probably shouldn't do that. But this is what those that have an understanding of what it is that they're doing, an understanding, an overstanding, a stereo standing, a surround standing of what it is that they're doing. Because the people, when you're building a community, is very important, because when you build a community, you want it to be built off better promises. You want better things for the people. You want greater wealth for the people. You want the people to be able to share the wealth and not be out here talking about my business. I started mine. This is not the time to be an island unto yourself. You're for and no more. This is the time that we come together and share love and secrete the bonding element to get high. Have you ever seen young people that were in love? They couldn't stop holding hands. They was walking and talking and kissing and rubbing and feeling on each other. That's oxytocin. They want that drug. It's a high. It's a high. Give me just a second, family. I want to get to, just give me a second. I want to get to some other natural elements that we have within us. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay. All right, family, let me know if you all can see that. I just posted. Can you see it? Yes. Definition for balance. Balance. Okay. I want to put this out here because I need you all to see a reflection. Master teacher broke the code. Master teacher has opened the door so that the spell can be broken that has been put on many out here. He just opened the door so the spell can be broken. Some of you, I know you out there peeping. Some of you, I know you're going to come into the session and look at it later on, but I'm breaking the spell that has been casted upon you. You have been deceived. Now, I'm going to show you the reflection. I'm going to show you when the truth is prevalent versus a lie. When you come into the truth session, you are met with professionalism. You're met with professionalism when you come in here. When you meet the master teacher, when you hear him talk, he's well versed. You know why? Because we're highly educated and intellectual and astute. And that needed to be said. No, I'm not narcissistic, nor am I pompous, but I'm confident. Why? Because I've taken the time to develop my cognition. I took the time to do that. And I have a right to put it on display so that it reflects, so that it helps those that are looking for help and want help. The same with the master teacher and those that we're in constituency that is connected properly. We're connecting with plexus all over the place with professional people. We're all in Spain. We're all in China. We're all in the UK. We're all in Cuba. We're all in Puerto Rico. We are in so many places. We're in France. We're in so many places. This is why we give greetings. Konnichiwa. Ni hao mo. Inhotep. Huh? We're in Africa or we're in Akabulan. Yeah. Mbutu. Uyusi. Usi. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Hola. Bonjour. Why? To connect. We're looking to connect. Why? So that we can have greater experiences, so that we can get higher and higher and higher on a natural high. We're tripping on a natural high. That's what we used to do. We used to say, hey man, what's up, man? I'm on a natural high. So here come the one redistributing, opening up. Oh, that get high drug. Oh, we can't let him do that. We can't let him release that get high drug. He's going to make people start bonding. coming together and seeing how things really appear. But the master teacher has broken the code. We're going to look at this reflection real quick. Let's look at this angle. One that is balanced will be, listen to this, will have mental steadiness or emotional stability. In other words, they're not going to have these intermittent explosive disorders, moments where they lash out, cuss you out, talk about you, get into scuffles with you, verbal Jim Carter with you, arguments with you when they're not relevant, when they shouldn't be. This is an imbalanced person or people. We're talking about reflection. Now, we're talking about reflection. Now, you got to catch what I'm saying. See, true leaders and professional people don't talk about people. They talk about facts. They talk about behavior. They talk about things that are being projected, things that are giving off a reflection angle. What angle are you coming from? This is what we're dealing with. So now what we're doing is giving you information because the code has been broken to open the doorway to get back to the minds of those that have somehow been deceived. One, mental steadiness or emotional stability. When you're balanced, you're going to have a habit of calm behavior. Calm behavior. This is someone that is trained, that is learned, that is in a position of privilege, that is in a position because there are those that have exalted him or her there, and they should maintain a certain level of decorum, so as to be able to have the greatest deliverance unto them, that it will not be tainted in any kind of way. Why? Because we've discovered through research that 70% of the thoughts that we have are negative. So there's a negative charge somewhere. So being cognizant of that, we have the ability to deal with it in a way that it gives us the response that we're looking for. It gives us the outcome we're looking for. It gives us the authority that we're looking for. These are reflections. They have good judgment. They have a state of equilibrium. In other words, they'll be well balanced. When you communicate with them, they are well balanced. When you communicate with Master Teacher, myself, and there are other of us, other constituents that I have, sons and daughters, that are doctors, you all don't know me. I was in a whole nother realm doing work. Do I have a resume? Yes, indeed. Do I have a portfolio? Yes, indeed. Yes. I'm doing this because I love my people. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to be a filthy lucre. Subjugate my people. I'm here to offer freedom. How am I doing that? Through our research to free your mind. Because when you free your mind, your body is going to follow. It's going to open you up. So now when there is a balance in the force, it's going to begin to release things to you. It's going to cause you to begin to vibrate with the right energy and not negative energy. When you're calling people names, beating people down with your words, a bully with your words, that's unprofessional. That is not to be done. So it could be addressed in a proper way, which is it is being addressed because we're dealing with blue. So blue is revealing this. Blue is revealing those things. If you look at what was in blue, if someone have it, can put it out there on the timeline. If you could see what is in the blue, then you can see the reflection. What does water do? Water make you have a what? Reflection. Right? So what is the blue doing? It is causing a reflection. Are you really professional? Are you really a professional? The water will reflect that. If you're bullying people, cussing people out, then that's unprofessional. You can't justify that. That doesn't work anywhere. That shouldn't be done. And let me share with your family. If there's someone that may have wronged you or done something wrong, you don't try to destroy the person. You attack the energy. You attack the behavior through describing it with words. So what words do, words are spirits. So what is the word going to do that you're going to release? It's going to cause it to dissipate. It's going to cause it to dissipate. You don't get into verbal dream college with someone out here arguing online. We're here to heal, and we're healers. That's what you're going to get out of us. Healing and love. Now, so with that, family, let me drop on you this, which is why the enemy is so angry that the apostle has a love language and he's able to touch you with it and make you feel some kind of way. Now, in the way that you feel is based upon what your experiences in life has been. I haven't created your experiences. I'm only now having an experience with you. So then that's a new experience. So then there's going to be new discoveries, and some of those discoveries will be something that you may never have experienced before. And it will cause a plexus to be built in you. It will cause new neurons to be able to have new pathways to travel so that you can have new experiences within yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Don't allow somebody to keep you from receiving love because they're not healed. Remember, it's hurting people that hurt other people, but it is also healed people that heal other people. Now, so when we begin to share love and embrace and bond, guess what's going to happen? We're going to secrete some more bonding chemicals that even get us higher. We're going to secrete endorphins. Endorphins is a natural painkiller. Woo! Look, y'all know how we go and buy the painkillers from the pharmaceuticals? Well, they're only mimicking what your body does. Brain secretes your pituitary, your pineal gland secretes to get you high. Endorphins get you high. You know how when you start laughing uncontrollably, and then all of a sudden you feel a little dizzy and those endorphins done kicked in, you high. You high. You high. Yeah. Ain't no trip like a natural trip. Cause I'm high. And I'm high. Woo! I said I'm high. I said I'm high. Said I'm high. Yeah. Yeah, just get high time. Woo! Come on, reflect that high. Just get high time. We're going to secrete that oxytocin. We're going to increase our endorphins. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me there's some more in there? The one, there's some more chemicals up in there? Yes, some more in there. It's some dopamine. Oh, yeah. Like James would say, yeah. Yeah. Dopamine. That dopamine will stop me from being me. Them dopamine is gonna calm you down, sit you down, bring your mind around them dopamine, dopamine. You mean to tell me, wait a minute, dag nabbit, it's some more up in there? You got another one up in there? That's that serotonin. You better get that serotonin and that melatonin. Oh, that's gonna give you that strength, give you the ability to be untiring, unwavering. Yes. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? That blue, listen, that's giving us that reflection. That blue will work for you. Oh, now you can see what angle you on. Where am I coming from? Wait a minute. Dag nabbit. Oh, yeah. 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 Come on, that blue is going to work that intuition. Come on, that intuition. It's going to reduce that. It's going to reduce inflammation, relieve headaches. It's going to calm strong emotions and bring tranquility. Blue represents peace, professionalism. Woo! Hey, hey, hey. It's going to bring some tranquility. Yeah, the endorphins, yeah. It's going to bring some tranquility. It's going to bring some peace. It's going to bring some professionalism, loyalty, reliability. It's going to bring some honor, stability, and trust. Blue evokes wealth and self-cultivation. Yeah, yeah. All right, bring me down. Bring me down. I'm high. Woo. Bring me down. JP. Yes, indeed. The music artist in KD. And none other than master teacher, the shapeshifter, the code breaker on the congas and bongos. While we're talking about this blue, if you look in there, it's talking about loyalty and professionalism. It's talking about reliability. And it's talking about honor. And it's talking about stability. When you've reached a certain level of maturity and you're wise, you know how to stay composed. Not only do you know how to stay composed, but then you know how to take certain things and compartmentalize them and not allow it to be disruptive or destructive in the midst of your relationship and in a professional relationship that you're having with someone. You have a responsibility to make sure that relationship, if it's left, should be left intact and not attacked. That's real true professionalism. This is the truth session. The place where you come and your thoughts really matter and they count. This is the place where you come and we're going to love on you no matter what, no matter who you are. You've encountered the one. And I want to share something with you all. I got a gift in the mail from someone. I get so excited. Yes, thank you. I get so excited. Listen, I want to share this with you guys. I got an awesome gift. You all don't know what it means when someone gives you. When you all donate, you really don't understand the expression. We're here, family. We're committed to this. We're loyal. We're not going to walk away from you. We're not going to turn our backs on you. We're not going to cuss you out. We're not going to revile you. We're talking about things that have always been set in motion in the truth session. We've set these things from day one to protect the minds of people, because we know that there are cyber bullies out here that are doing all kinds of things, and then they try to justify it when there is no justification for it. But I just want you to know I'm secreting all kinds of chemicals, and you all should see fireworks going off in me. And you're welcome to some of it because I love you. Shout out to Queen Cynthia Ford Clark. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. I'm going to finish opening it. But shout out to NSAA Creations. Shout out to NSAA Creations. This is their work. Oh, I love the tote. Oh my. Okay. Oh my. Woo! Yeah. In the face of your enemy, you will be made strong. Gifts and things like this helps you along this journey, keep you in the fight. Make you secrete them chemicals that get you high. I'm high. Dopamine, serotonin, melatonin. All right, fam. All right, fam. We've come to that place in space and time where I must leave you from the virtue realm, the world wide web, the etheric, the ethernet, but never departing my spirit from you. Sending my love vibrations to you and for you. Before you all leave the timeline, if you haven't yet, please let us know where you're hailing from so that we can create these plexus, so that we can share this energy, so that we can develop relationships and have new experiences that are based off of better promises, so that we can share the wealth, so that we can share the professionalism, so that we can share the honor and the loyalty and the stability and the reliability, so that our intuitions can connect and become more efficient. Yes. Of course, yes, I am the one. The host with the most. Yes, indeed. You've just finished up another truth session. Listen, hold what you got. Muse over it. Cogitate upon it. Ponder on it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves accordingly. Oh yeah. Govern yourselves accordingly. Govern yourselves accordingly. Shalom Aleichem. Mishpachah. Peace be unto you, family. Once again, thank you for your donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Queen Cynthia, 4 o'clock. Gratitude, gratitude. Shall your hands always be made strong, that you may gather in your harvest forever and forever and forever. And may you live forever, and shall I never die. I love you. Thank you. I'm with you. I'm loyal to you. I'm stable. Oh yeah, 'cause I love you. I really do. Yes, yes, yes.